from Sapphire, we have the Vapor-X Tri-X edition here, overclocked out of the factory, the R9 290X. That's right, from Sapphire here, comes with 4 gigs of GDDR5 memory, as you can see right there. The thing that stands out, of course, is the Tri-X 3 fans that are on there, of course. Support for the latest technology. Why, of course it does. And here are the specs. The GPU, as you can see, the core clock overclocked, as well as the video memory. We're going to look at all these specs and benchmarks in just a moment. Like I said, it is all about the Vapor-X design, okay? That core contact, that vapor chamber, which really is going to efficiently displace the heat. Of course, these 3 fans help a lot. And you can control those fans, by the way, and have just the single one on when it's on idle, and all 3 will turn on when needed. So I'll show you that little switch, but really that vapor chamber, which is that plate at the bottom, which is making the contact with the GPU, that's what it's all about. It also has, of course, the Aero 10 VRM design with the 10-phase layout, the direct FET technology, black diamond chokes. These are components that are high quality, efficient, performing parts, right? Almost like a high performance car, an engine. You want that, of course, to be all top notch. Of course, in order to power this puppy, 2 8-pin PCI Express connectors. There's a look at the heatsink. Wow, look at that. I tell you, this is a foot-long puppy. You know, there's that engine design. You can see that on the right-hand side. It looks like it's surrounded all by capacitors there. You can see it, very nice. And I do like how they've really covered this with a nice back plate on the top. That Vapor-X there at the top has a nice back plate, which actually adds a little bit more cooling. On the side of the card at the top, it has the LED on the word Sapphire to show you when it's cool, running blue. When it heats up, turns yellow, and then red when it's at full blown. I've never seen it go red yet. And again, on that back plate, very nice. It has some LEDs there that show you the fans, and you can control the fans as well. Like I said, you can have it set up so that way only one fan goes on in the center when on idle, and the other fans will go on as needed. So here are the outputs: 2 DVI, the HDMI, and the full-blown display port out. Again, I love the blue and black combo that they've added on that. It really does look beautiful. It's just a sweet looking card. Here's what it comes with. Obviously, the drivers. You've got the HDMI cable. You've got some connectors there for your power supply in case you've got an older power supply and you needed those extra connectors. No problem. You don't need a Crossfire bridge connector anymore because that's done through the PCI Express lanes. So goodbye, Charlie, for that on the 290X. Here we are in Windows 8.1 using, of course, the Hawaii Core 28-nanometer architecture. Again, remember, this is a high-end card, so we're going to talk about, shaders going to be high. We're going to see, of course, the text fill rate high. Bus width, of course, very high as well on the bus width. 512-bit, okay? Any high-end card is going to be like that. And the bandwidth, of course, equivalent, very high as well. So you can see that right there. Now, I mentioned it came overclocked out of the factory at 1030 megahertz on the core clock, 1400 megahertz. That's a sweet overclock right there, and you can even push it further because this indeed is a Vapor-X Tri-X edition. Now, on idle, 32 degrees Celsius roughly. You can see right there, just humming along very nicely. Should you decide to put this on full blown, yes, that's right, on 100% load, it will shoot up to about 71 degrees Celsius, which, is very respectable. That's not high at all, considering what you can get out of this if you overclock it even further. And we're going to do that in just a second, just to show you how good these cards perform with that Tri-X fan. Now, this is running on a 4.8 gigahertz 9550, okay, FX chip, as you can see there on an Asus Crosshair 5 formula with 16 gigs of memory, okay? Overclocking. All right, so use the Sapphire Tri-X utility, the tweaking utility here, to easily overclock it to 1225. Of course, results may vary depending on your machine and your cooling. This is what I did on the memory clock as well, and I increased the voltage there, the offset, all the way to the very end. And I just finished running this at 100% load, so that's why the temperature says 47 degrees Celsius on there. I had it on 100% load at overclocked, and you can see that the temperature shot up to 77 degrees Celsius. All right, benchmarks on Firestrike. high performance gaming PCs, always we run these benchmarks. You can see the score, you can see the temperatures right there as it gave us that 8336 score, beautiful score, very high. If you were to compare that, you'll get different results online, of course, but you can check it out on the website or on my other videos. The extreme score there, 4758, in case you're wondering, there it is as well. If you overclock it, you'll get a little bit more on the extreme. Okay. Now, Passmark, we're looking at 3D graphics on the Passmark score. I did another benchmark, and it gave me about 6,700 points. That's comparable right there, as you can see on the chart from Passmark, to these other types of GPUs. So very nice compared to R9 290 or GTX 770. So it's kind of showing you here on this list that the Passmark folks provide us once we do the benchmarks. On game benchmarks, though, you can see here on Battlefield 4, of course you're going to run things on ultra quality. You're not going to run things on medium or high. Why? You paid for a beautiful card like this. Run it always on ultra. On Infinity, triple monitor settings, well, yeah. In that case, with 3 monitors, run it on high settings. And here is Watchdogs, just in case people are asking me for new games. Here's a new game for you. Watchdogs, sweet, smooth, beautiful graphics, interesting game. Kind of reminds me of Person of Interest, actually, you know, that TV show. So Big Brother is kind of watching you. Here's Theif, okay, for those of you that, again, want to see a new game, something different. Theif on very high quality settings on DirectX, and with Mantle enabled, I actually got about a boost of 20 frames per second more. So the value of getting a card like this that shows you that Mantle is a really good thing to have. Here we are with Tomb Raider again on ultra quality settings. You can see there 122 frames per second average, and on Ultimate it's 78 frames per second. And on triple monitor Infinity on high quality settings, there you have it. Crysis 3 again, here we are, very high quality settings and high quality settings on the triple monitor Infinity. And on Alien vs Predator, here is another benchmark, just in case if you're wondering. Does a good stress test on it as well. Benchmarks here on Extreme for Sleeping Dogs, in case you are wondering about this game. And on other settings like maybe Infinity, you know, we've done that as well. And you can see here on high how well it performs and gives you an average frames per second on that one as well. Very smooth, very smooth. So, hey, no complaints from me on this beauty from Sapphire. Look at me going here on Watchdogs, cruising along here on the subway tracks. And, well, you know, just trying to get used to the game. But with this Sapphire Tri-X Edition, no problem running it on full-blown maximum settings. Sweet card, very nice. I'll add the latest pricing below if you're wondering. I'd like to thank Sapphire for providing it. Hope you enjoyed this video, and again, thank you for watching.